Hello students, today we are going to see the topic statistics, measures of central tendency. This will be the topic we have to see in this chapter. This is the name of chapter, measures of central tendency is the topic, and this is not the first time that we are going to see. Measures of central tendency already we have seen. They are three in number, which was arithmetic mean, median and mode. So first of all, we will recall all the basic concepts which we have seen in earlier classes. I will begin with the data. Important term, data. If you don't know that what is the meaning of data, an information collected, any information which we collect and we process is known as data. Now we must know how many types of data is there. Basically, three types are there. First is raw data. Second, we say it is to be ungrouped data. And third one is known as grouped data. These three types of data, whenever is equation is given, we need to find its mean, median or mode. Any one of these types will be given. Okay. Now, here we will first see what is raw data. Raw data is that data in which you are not given frequency. Keep in mind, this I am speaking according to a student's point of view. Raw data actually is a first-hand data. Anything like I give examples. Suppose some information we have to collect. The heights of the students of a particular class. So whatever randomly we collect, we gather. So there is a batch of 10 students and heights we collect like 120 in centimeter, 120, 100, 130, 135, 160, here 130, 120. So these types of data if we collect, now we see there is three types of data: raw data, ungrouped data, grouped data. Raw data, when information is collected is first hand and directly it is put forward, then such a data is known as raw data. Like you see, I have collected here 10 figures which are the heights of 10 students, and they are written randomly. There is no sequence, no tabulation, and no order is there, no particular order is there. So such a data is known as raw data. When we talk about ungrouped data, what happens? This is the next step of raw data. Here we write one figure, 110 only, under the column XL. Okay. And we do our best to write as in either ascending order or descending order. In general, you will find that to be ascending order. Okay. Now, opposite to that, we make a new column known as frequency column. This is known as frequency column. Frequency means it is number of repetition of particular observation. So, like I see, first observation I have written 100. So, counting that 100, how many times it comes in the given data? In front of that, we will write its value, means number of repetition. So this repetition, what we write 1 is the frequency of 100. Similarly, 3 is the frequency of 120. Frequency of 120 is 3. That means you will find 120 appears 3 times in this raw data. So this is next step to that data. Okay. So here we will always find two columns. One will be observation known as xi. Other will be frequency column. Here we write number of repetition of each observation opposite to that. Now, next step to ungroup data is grouped data, in which what happens? Mainly grouped data is provided whenever we are having a large number of objects, large number of like students I have taken. So, if students are many in number, then we will consider group data. And also when variation is too much, in that time also we use grouped data for presentation. Okay, what happens in group data? We will see. Here we do not write the value of particular value as first column. here, like I have collected weights of students in kilogram. Okay, so these ranges are given. Like I have written 0-10 means this is 0 to 10. So all groups, all weights which fall in this category 0 to 10, they are included in this group only. By the way, now let me use the terminology, exact terminology. Here 0 to 10 is known as a class. We say this is a class. By the way, this is already given, this is provided whenever a question will be given, but this is basic thing we must know. Like I have seen that I have taken a difference of 10 in each class. So this difference is known as class interval. This is known as class interval. So class interval we have taken of 10. Also, you see that in each class I have taken two values. One you will find the minimum and next you will find the maximum. Minimum value, like if I consider a class 10 to 20, this minimum value is known as lower limit. And this upper limit, maximum value as upper limit. Whenever group data is given, these classes are not dealt directly. First of all, we find class marks of each value. What is class marks? Now let me tell you. We can say mid value also. The formula for class mark is taken as lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. This is applied in each of the class to find the value of class mark, or we can say mid value also. Now, when we find class mark, this is considered to be xi. This xi column, like 0 plus 10, 0 plus 10 by 2 for the first class mark will be 10 by 2, 5. Next, 10 plus 20, 30 by 2, 10 plus 20 by 2, it is 30 by 2 means 15. Next, 20 plus 30, it's 50 by 2 coming 55, 25. Yeah, now you find that 5, 15, 25, as there is a uniform interval throughout this data, throughout the classes, there is the interval of 10. You have already seen. So that's why, because of this uniformity, you will find a uniform gap in these values of xi. It's a 5. The same interval 10 will be added. You will get 15. Adding 10, 25. Then obviously next will be 35 and 45. As I said, we do not deal with this data directly. First of all, we find this class mark column known as xi column. Then only we will go ahead. Whatever we need to find, we will take xi and fi now. As soon as we find out xi, then we consider only xi and fi to obtain any of the measures of central tendency. In this case, we find when xi and fi are considered, this becomes similar to ungrouped data. So that's why you will find in maximum cases the formula to find measures of central tendency or anything related to this data, you will find the same formula for grouped and ungrouped in general. Okay, so these are the things about grouped and ungrouped data, and basically we need to understand. Then only we can find measures of central tendency. By the way, the topic is I have taken measures of central tendency. Now we will see what are the formulae we use to find these measures of central tendency. It is recalling of the topic which we have seen earlier. Let's see. The first measure of central tendency is arithmetic mean. Its arithmetic mean. and this is known as only mean also. In earlier classes, we have seen to find this arithmetic mean for raw and ungrouped data. What is the formula for raw data? When raw data is given, a simple formula to find arithmetic mean denoted as x bar is given as sum of all observations divided by number of observations. Now this is symbolized as, for symbols it is written as summation. This is symbol sigma we use for summation xi, where I stands for the values 1 to n divided by n, and this is frequently used as summation x upon n also. So all these things we use for raw data whenever we need to find arithmetic mean or only mean. Like in the given example, I have taken 10 values. I need to find, according to the formula, if I want to find the mean of this data, I need to find the sum of all these, and that will divide by n. So let's see what is the sum of all these values. We need to find sum of these values. Then we will write first 0, then 2, 3, 5, 4, 9 to 11, 14, 16, 20, 25 and 6, 31, then 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It comes 1, 3, 1, 0. And number of observation we have 10. So that's why here arithmetic mean for raw data will be 131. I hope you understand the very basic thing in statistics. Okay. Now we have seen the formula for ungrouped data. Now as we have seen in ungrouped data, there is one extra column which is the frequency. Now if as you can see, I have made this ungrouped data of this raw data only. So we will find arithmetic mean for this data also, and we will compare whether it is similar or not. Let's start. Here first of all we will see what is the formula for ungrouped data. Arithmetic mean for ungrouped data. Here we use the formula summation fi xi, again I is equal to 1 to n divided by, now we do not take the number of observation here, this is summation fi, I is equal to 1 to n. Here to find the number of observation, you can see as we have shortlisted the number of repetitions, so that's why we add up these repetitions to find the number of observation. That's why we do not write the value of n here, we simply put sum of frequencies. Okay, now what does it mean? This numerator is written as summation fi xi. What happens? We multiply each observation by the number of repetition, number of frequency. Reason, because like 100 is given one time. Okay, so 100 into 1 will make it 100 only. But 120 comes 3 times, means we are adding 120 3 times. 120 as in raw data we added 3 times. So adding 3 times 120, like 120 plus 120 plus 120 will make it 120 into 3. So that's why to find the sum of a particular data, we multiply its repetition to that observation. I hope you understand. So when we multiply the observation xi by its corresponding fi, so this makes fi xi. Okay, and this, as I said, this symbol sigma, capital sigma in Greek language. So this sigma we use for summation. Sum means adding all of them. So this will become multiplying each observation by the frequency. So 100 into 1 plus 120 into 3 plus 130 into 2, 140 into 2 plus 150 into 1 plus 160 into 1. divided by sum of frequencies. This will come 10. 1, 3, 4 is 6, 2, 8, 9 and 10. Okay. Here solving this you will find same as 1310 divided by 10, it's 131. Important part, we find that the data type is changed, presentation only is changed, but you find arithmetic mean in both cases you are finding the same value. Okay, so there will be no effect on measures of central tendency. Be careful. Only this is presentation. Okay, means we have used a formula different way. Here we have used a direct formula for raw data. Still, the value remains as it is. I hope you have understood. Now we will see how to find median of raw data and ungrouped data. Now we are going to see median, the next measure of central tendency. For raw data and ungrouped data. How to find a raw data? I will tell you the very basic method. What's that? To find median only. It is to arrange the data in ascending or descending order. This is the most compulsory thing in finding median of the data. Data should be arranged in ascending or descending order. So, as I do in ascending order, so raw data will be written as 100. 120 comes 3 times, so we will write then 123 times. It's 132 times, we write 132 times, 142 times, note it down 2 times, and last 150 and 160. Now to find the median, I see, take care, this is the basic method as I said. From left hand side, we will strike out one value and then we will strike out from right hand side. If we continue, means alternatively we do striking out left hand side value at the end, right hand side value, then left hand side and right hand side. If we continue with the same procedure, then we see that at last what is left. These are exactly two values are left. Okay, 130 and 130, both are 130 here. Now second case, if I take the same data and increase one value, same data I am writing, you see. But I put one more value there, like 170 if I do, and start the same procedure, you find. Striking out from both sides, alternatively, I find out that I am having exactly one value left. Why this happened? Now, let me tell you. Previously it was total number of values as 10. These are 10 observations. Here, as I increased one more value, so this became 11. Means it matters. This was the case of even number of observation, and the second case is of odd number of observations. So what happens when we are applying this basic method? I obtained, when it was even, I obtained two values in between which are left, and because if divide not cancel them, cancelling means we are going to take the middlemost point, actually median. So if I cancel them out, nothing is left in our hands. That's why we have to use these two only to find the middlemost point known as median of the data. But in second case, when these are odd in number, we are having exactly one data, so it shows that this is the middlemost point of all the observation. This only is median. Directly we can say this is the median of raw data. But in the case of even, as we are having two values left, we always add up these two. 130 plus 130. Adding them up, we divide by 2. And whatever answer we get, this will be 130, this is median. Now this is coincidence that rest two values are similar, that's why we are getting the answer. If it is some other value, then we will find their midpoint, which will be the median. Okay, so this was a method, but in general we do not use this method to find median. What method we have seen for raw data, now I will tell you. For this, we have seen a particular method depending on the value of n. N is the number of observations. Number of observations. It has two cases. If n is odd, the value of n, it becomes odd, then median denoted as capital M is obtained as n plus 1 by 2th value or observations. What does it mean? I will explain using this example. Like n is odd, so in these two cases, odd case I have taken second time. What was the value of n? 11. So if I put this value, median will be obtained as 11 plus 1 by 2th observation. Means 12. 12 by 2, 6th observation. So required value, required median, we can obtain by counting from left hand side, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. You see, exactly this value is the median by formula. Okay. Now when it becomes even, the value of n, if it is even, if n is even, in that case what we do? Median is obtained by the formula, we divide n by 2 and we find this observation, n by 2th observation. Next, n by 2 plus 1th observation. What does it mean? Observation which is immediate next to this one. Okay, so these two observations are added, divided by 2. Or I can say the middlemost two values in even case, they are added and we find the median. Like here in the example taken first, there were 10 observations. So median can be obtained by the formula 10 by 2 means 5th plus 6th value divided by 2. Now what is 5th value? First, second, third, fourth, 5th. And obviously 6th will be 130. So 130 plus 130 by 2, it comes to be 130 only. You can see we are having the same answer. Okay. So this method has been precised in this form. We use value of n and accordingly we find the median. This was for raw data. Now let me tell you, there is not a big change in case of ungrouped data. Almost the same method we use for ungrouped data also. How is that? Let's see. Here, as we are given two columns and repetitions are given separately, so we find one extra column known as CF. CF actually is cumulative frequency. What is that? First frequency we write as it is, then forthcoming frequencies we keep collecting, we keep adding to the previous one. So 1 plus 3, this will become 4, 4 plus 2 comes 6, 6 plus 2, it becomes 8, 8 plus 1, 9, and 9 plus 1, it comes 10. So we see that this sum of frequencies at last we get. And just like in the case here, we have used a small n, so for simple we use capital N, means here we write the sum of frequencies as capital N. Okay, it shows that here n is sum of frequencies, not number of observation. We know that exactly that is number of observation, but for the given presentation of data, for us it is capital N, to show this is sum of frequencies. Okay, now what we have to do, like I want to find a median for this case. So I will see first the value of n, it's even or odd. I see it is even. In even case, we follow this second method. What? We need n by 2. So median of this data will be obtained by n by 2th observation plus n by 2 plus 1th observation divided by 2. How to obtain this n by 2 and its next value? For this, what we see as n is equal to 10. I need to find n by 2 means 10 by 2. This is 5th observation and next will be 6th observation. So to find 5th observation from the first frequency, first value of CF, in CF column only we find, from first value of CF we start and we need to find first value of CF which is greater than this 5, greater than 5. 1, next is 4, then comes 6. Now 6 is the first value of CF, cumulative frequency, which is greater than 5. So opposite to that, whatever be the value of xi, we put in place of 5th observation, it comes 130. The same. Next is 6th. So 1, 4, 6. Now let me tell you, either first value which is larger than this ordinal number or equal to that, like 6 is equal to this 6, so that's why we will stop here only, and opposite to that we find 130, the value of xi. So the same value will be written and we find its median to be 130. Here this is one additional benefit that I have taken ungrouped data of this raw data only. So you can see here we are changing the type of data, presentation of data is still there is no change in value. Median in both cases we are having same. Okay, it was even. Here also we have taken the even case. So we have obtained 130 as median. Okay, when it is odd, we follow the same procedure. Okay, we put here capital N plus 1 by 2th observation, and that is the final answer. And that value like n plus 1 by 2th observation we need to find. So that also we obtain from CF column. Okay. So for that I will give you, I will make a change here and then I will give you how to find whenever it is odd case in ungrouped data. Okay. Now I have a slight change in the given data. Here I have taken frequency for 160 as 6. So the result comes like 9 plus 6, it becomes 15. 15 as I find this will be n equal to 15. We will represent like n capital equal to 15, which is odd. Then we will follow the same pattern as we have taken in raw data. How to find an odd case? This will be n plus 1 upon 2th observation. Required median, this will be taken as n plus 1 by 2th observation. I find that n plus 1 means 15 plus 1 by 2. This is 16 by 2 means 8th observation we need to find. 8th observation. So the same procedure we will apply. We will see in CF column what is the value, either equal to 8 or greater than 8, which is the first greater than 8, which is the first value in CF column. 1, 4, 6, it comes 8 here. It is equal to 8. So we see what is the value of xi opposite to that, 140. So in this case, median becomes 140. Okay. This is the method we apply to find median of the given data, either raw or ungrouped data. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now we will see how to find mode for raw data or ungrouped data. Mode actually is the value which comes for the maximum time in the given data, which occur for the maximum time in the given data. When raw data is given, we simply take account. Okay, how many are there? Like here I find 120 comes 3 times. If 120 comes 3 times, I see no other value is more than 120. So that's why for this raw data we simply write mod. Now let me tell you, mod in general is denoted as Z capital. So this will be 120. We directly put the answer. The method which we apply for raw data. And for ungrouped data, as I consider this to be better one. Why? Because we are already given the counted form of all observations. So that's why we simply go through the values of frequencies. We see that which data has maximum frequency. The data which is having maximum frequency is known as mod. So here I find 6 is the maximum value of Fi opposite to 160. So in this case mod Z, this will be 160. Having its frequency to be 6. It occurs 6 times in the given data. So these were the basic things which we have seen in earlier classes, measures of central tendency, mean, median and mode. Now this year we have to, in 10th standard, we have to see how to find all these measures of central tendency for grouped data. We will start that. Thank you.